Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Ace Attorney Trilogy episode. Today we are beginning on the trial section of the final trial. Playing as Edgeworth, which is crazy to me. My, Mr. Larice feels that way about me? Anyway, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. There's no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of lies. Giant incorrect buzzer here. Sorry not. In any case, whatever it was that he saw last night in the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Lewis is a witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. Hey, Rena. I'm playing as Edgeworth. I just want to ask you one last time. Is it really... It really wasn't you who killed Miss Lise Denoxium, correct? I just finished this case to get and remembered how good it was. Oh, hell yeah. That's correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? So she remembers. She remembers. Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed, don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris. It's a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. It's not everyone's favorite last case, but it's my favorite last case, and most people can read it's up there. I had to play the Apollo Justice and Gray Ace Attorney games first to give that one, but I have high hopes for this one. They've already like changed the formula of making me play as Edgeworth instead of anything else. The defense attorney's job is to believe in people and believe to the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth. Simply ask that you watch me and decide for yourself whether or not I'm fit to do the task I've been entrusted. Very well, sir. I'll leave my defense in your capable hands. Alright, it's time. So, my guess is it's Von Karma on the stand. There's an ad break. Oh. Okay. Well, the first there's an ad break, so I'm gonna hold off. But if it's not Gata, it's Von Karma. Because out of the people we've done throughout these 3 games, we have Max Payne, the tutorial guy. We got Edgeworth, for pretty much. Von Karma, the first, is in jail. Franziska Von Karma, she's like in Europe, I believe. She can easily come back, I guess, because of Edward did it, so can he. And then there's Gata. And the last 2 people are the most likely to be on the opposite stand here. It is. We have Payne if they really want to bring him back for the case. Yeah, but he's like relegated to tutorial duty. Like, I don't. It would be interesting to see Max Payne be serious for once, but he's usually relegated for those goofy easy cases. I will say it is a interesting development to have the not normal judge for the final trial, though. It's a good thing he hasn't seen this guy in 5 years. Because he would have, even the clumsy original judge would have figured out Edgeworth immediately. By the way, so far, what's your favorite case? Huh. In terms of characters, it's the Mask one. In terms of plot, can't you share that when class question my boys lurk? Valid. In terms of case, in terms of case, I think it might be the Shelly the Killer case. Mainly because that one had probably the highest stakes and one of the best endings to it. That man got so messed up that he would rather be in jail for the rest of his life than get it assassinated. For all my tournament rose goes, yeah. Alright, let's begin. Agile. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris in Kazakura Temple. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Alot type really struggles with that word for some reason. Yeah. Defense is not yet ready, but the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a plain waste of this court's time. Empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecution has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It seems that this case is already over before I even had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this. What the fuck? I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. The court finds the defendant. Yeah, Von Karma, yeah. The prosecution stands ready. Indeed, you are. Francisca Von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't have me with the relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred Von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I am the Von Karma. That is all. On a special request, I flew in today for purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? That must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Oh, give me a second. Apologies. I had got called to deal with a problem involving groceries and stuff. I'm almost certain I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like the prosecutor I met once. Who of you are imagining things, Your Honor? Miss Von Karma? You have anything to say? There's no such weakling as this man among those There's no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. Crazy. There isn't. But I'm sure once before in this courtroom. Ah, you can't be hitting the judge like that, bro. Told you there's no such a weakling. What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, move that whip up. I have no objection to the whip. You don't? Prosecution can wield a whip or a drink 17. Alright. 17 cups of coffee. There's only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I expected to face Phoenix right here today. Looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, oh, not like this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. See, you brought your flight for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ah, the stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. The dog, they are treating him like a horse. Very well, Miss Bunkarma. Please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Denoxium. Her body was found in the Hazakara Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. There's no mistake. This is the doing of Sister Iyer. After all, there is a witness to hear her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Are you that short? Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on there. I'm not sure if I care. I'm not sure if I'm this guy. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for your back-plagued witness. Bailiff, put your crate for this poor lady, please. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Hello, me? Well, I'm the head of the Sakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't be wearing a bikini right now. Ugh. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those of luxury in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? I'm not gonna get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place in the night in question. That's right. I so highly believe myself, to be honest. There's no way your little Irish could do anything like that. That's what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? That night I was helping an occult life for training in the inner temple. But, well, as you can see, my back looks back up. Violently. So, I left Iris to help the occult light and returned to the Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soap. It was after I had finished, just as I was sitting back, so I saw it. So it was simply coincidence you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple. Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. Sounds like a pretty important statement you just made. I think not. Only one problem this may I see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Well, on one hand, Miles is smart. Me? Who knows? What is this inner temple? Well, you see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? You're the ones asking me the questions, madam. In order to do that, a strong and spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Husky Ridge called the Inner Temple. Pilots must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? Well, quite exacting. Can't be performed without none supervising. What evidence do we have at this point? We got crime photo, the autopsy report, the testimony, this freak photo, whole magazine, the weather data, this not blackmail note, because fucking Larry, the map, and then the hood, scroll, and murder weapon. Also the staff. Not sure the staff is going to be useful. Like a tutor, watching them make sure a spoiled child studies. You with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to the Hazakura temple where the murder took place? Oh my. That's right. No laughing matter, especially in the winter. Can't hold anything heavier than a knife and a fork during cold months. Being alive is like a strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right. Raging like a bull in the pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew unless I warmed up, he was going to finally fish me off. Crazy. You left Iris to help. With what? What do you think? The college training, of course. Just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter the training exercise proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciples? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met with Iris in the Inner Temple, correct? Yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. So you returned to the Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath. The back is to blame for everything. So do or be done in kind of world after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. What's on your mind? Huh? I bet your next question is going to be, what exactly did you watch? This is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? Oh no, wait. Edgeworth's being whipped? Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth. The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick me sign against the defense's bench? Now he understands. Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, so you understand, so. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go to my room, the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There's no complicated stuff in this case. Certainly this seems to be true. There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can quickly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness' memory and observation skills are. So, training, back. Your back hurts so much. Why did you take such a... The body fell 10 feet after her death. Let's look at this more time. Courtyard in the courtyard. You go from my room to the main hall. Okay, well, it's not gonna tell me where that is, which is unfortunate. But she fell from the second floor. So my current two things are like, if you have back problems and you're going so long, like, why did you leave this person alone? We double confirmed that he left Iris past 10 p.m. Yes. Like, so you did see Iris. Ah. But the testimony is that they is it that the testimony is that they weren't there. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. This has to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well. Don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of the Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out of the bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go into the inner temple at all. But no! She said that? The defendant or witness? Who was more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant simply lied to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming she went to the inner temple would make that for much better alibi. That is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She doesn't indeed have an honest eyes. Yeah, oh my fuck. Everyone falls for her face! Oh, all people lie. That is my... So do you lie too? Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness or the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, you must call your memory into question. Dear. You're older than me, yet you want to play that game, do you? Isn't what I... The memory is perfect. Crystal clear, especially in the winter. We'll be the judge of that. But I suppose it's too early in this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you were going to question the memory of this witness, you would need to show a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. And please add to your comments about Iris to that testimony. Let's return to the cross-examination. Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of the place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake. Looks like it's finished there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Well, considering we added this, it's obvious what we need to think about here. I clicked it again, my bad. Alright, so what do we got here? So we got the courtyard photo. Coffee 10 feet. I turn out. What's this? Turn normal outfit. Wait a minute. She she would have had this. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant who you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-wearing hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Oh, hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? But the witness has seen the defendant as she claims. The house she saw should have been missing this very hood. Oh, well. Not a beautiful feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. I don't understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order of the court. Witness, Sister, this hood. You have the spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile. Surplus of hoods, eh? Each man is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that ours own. Then this is quite strange. Why? There's a surplus of hoods, then she could have taken one of those. There's no contradiction here. Sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you want to get away that easy. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness? Well, I don't wish to call your testimony to doubt. You must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. The seeds of doubt are spreading in the judge's heart. They just needed a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. After my bath. Finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, heard a noise from the courtyard. Took a look and Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise. And with that sort of all things, Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing has almost occurred after she was pushed out of the window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place. Then it must be like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court, and me seeking out from this very chair. I feel like we've had this very conversation. Yeah, it was from Gumshoe. But it was Phoenix. Or something like that. This judge. Imagination about this vivid and creative as Defective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Okay, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can you do something about that habit of yours? How far is it from your room to the inner temple? The man gets 6 years in less than 30 minutes, he's going viral. I only see 5. Let me think about it a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. 20 minutes to go from... Okay. About 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the Milk Walkway to the main hall. You say you heard a noise. Thump, just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump, just like that. What? But then, couldn't this noise be heard when the snow falling to the ground? Never thought of that. Oh. Whoa. The next one to the left gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and... This is the second time the witness has testified as seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Because you're a good-looking young man doesn't mean you give the right to... The murderer who stabbed the victim with a sword, Sister Bikini, Try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. The answer is simple. Not me though, I'm stupid. You're really handsome, man, Alex, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something's been bugging me all this time. Please don't keep us in suspense. Her hood. Her hood. That's right. It's coming back to me. Iris, she was wearing her hood. Something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? Oh, are we now claiming that she was taken over by an evil spirit? Okay. Huh. You've done your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Miles Edgeworth? It is important. Maybe initially it could be putting at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I'd like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you need only to ask. I'll gladly lend you my wealth. Oh, that's where this line comes from. Witness, add that statement to your testimony. No problem. You are sure about that? Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. Ah. I don't mean that because we're poor, you understand? It's our style. Yes, that's it. Just absolutely no need to explain yourself. Are you sure about that? It probably is simple, but as you've watched me before, you know I overthink. So you have to give me a second to find it out. Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whip at puppy instead of my whip. What? At least then I might bite you, not someone else. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now please tell us about the victim, eh? The room the victim was staying overlooked in the courtyard, correct? Means the victim's room was on the second floor. No. Prosecutor Temple is a single-story building. But the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate of the side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back. This one just getting longer and longer. True. About the height of this two-story building. I see. And the victim was staying in one of those elevated rooms, correct? Yes. I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to the room, after all. What makes you so sure of all of this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard. Okay? Thump. Just like that. You're the one smart sister, I'll give you that. Autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. Here's the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in the winter. I'm more than a faith, after all. Head on to the Prosecutor Temple. Only two of them working here. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No Stubby come back from work? Doesn't look like she's lying. This is a very powerful testimony, too. Claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant was stabbed the victim. There are only two things I can believe right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as defense attorney. Alright, so I have everything. I just need to now look at the simple contradiction. Like, this was indeed the murder weapon. So, why is this important again? Sure about the hood. Always for the same clothes. Anyways, she looked different from normal, so suck out. What do we got here? So you're saying that she was holding the sword. Murder, he stabbed the victim with a sword. Try to call him as well. I clicked it again now. You're saying... But it does have the suspect's fingerprints on it, so it's not wrong. You heard a noise. Okay, you heard a noise. Thump. You heard a noise. But that could just be the sound of thunder strikes. Let's go with that one for now. Weather report did say that it could strike. And I'm wrong. Cool. Hey, Breeze. Okay, so that went wrong. Iris was... Oh yeah, that definitely is just in there. Where's the orb? But why does this matter? Hmm.
Hold it.
20 minutes from her room. Wait, you finished your bath around 11. Wait a minute. Finished your bath around 11. I'm overcomplicating it. I figured that was the case. Murder took place at 11, and the bath took place at 11. So is it the weather data that matters here, or the autopsy report that matters? One of those events is correct, you're on the wrong line. So it's not, so So it's not this text. It's something else. A different part. So the murder happened around 11. You hear a thud, but it was loss of blood. And then there's just this one where it's also, you could easily have heard, but it's not this one right here because I tried this one and I was wrong. So if it was this one, it could be this one. You hear a noise that's thud. Sword. Didn't have her hood on. You say it was 11 o'clock when you got out of the bath. But by then, she's claiming the noise to be her falling. You say you heard a noise, and like, it could be the 16th found of from falling, but it could have easily been lightning strikes. But I've already tried that one, that's wrong. Let me just go ahead and try this one. It's not okay. You're hearing a noise. Still wrong line, that's crazy. But the thing is, I mentioned it didn't have her hood on. In the corner room. Something you're going the least suspicious to? Sort of all things. You claim you saw it, but time frame doesn't match up to me. How did you see it? Because if you were in the bath when the murder had taken place. Let me. So takes 20 minutes on that's the bridge. Okay, so this one has nothing to do with the dialogue actually. That was just a red herring. I've read that more clearly now. But you finished around 11, which gives you leeway. As you're walking back for the noise, the courtyard. I know I'm overthinking it, but I'm trying to figure it out. Controlling something, yeah. Yeah. My initial thought process was going a little too hard into it. she's very on the claim that she witnessed the stabbing. And says she lost of blood stuff in the bag. Body fell 10 feet after that. So she was already dead. So she was stabbed and then pushed out. So how would he have seen the murder? Not that one. So it's this one then, because it's the only other option right here. Because how would he have seen the stabbing if he had the correct evidence on the correct line 2 times but not presented? Well, that's a little. I'm gonna go with it's this one then. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Overthinker here. Haha. Impressive logic. That's what I was going to say anyway. No, please do. My brain is something else, especially the winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you like to be so to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. But that's right. It says after death right here. Seeing the witness claims I've seen is contradictory. The defendant stabbed into the victim there in the courtyard, but not the victim go to take a 10-foot fall. I was glossing over the after death part a lot. That's that's unfortunate. Order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed here in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been set by the defendant in her room. And then she was thrown out into the window down in the corridor below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Nixon's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Von Karma? Was there any blood? No traces in the blood found in the victim's room. The weapon just caused traces of blood we found in my glorious payoff figure. Cut off. However, if there were no blood in the room, then you claim that... I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. It's after the weapon is taken out. It produces the most blood. Very little blood is actually lost in the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about the most loss of beef from the body, that would be when this blade is removed. Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. If the weapon's still in the body, there wouldn't be any much bleeding. I mean, there'll still be like a splurt. So it means if there'll still be some blood, like when the sword goes all the way through. We have come to a new conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place, which removes all the contradictions. I don't think it does. Order. I must admit this is a probable version of events. No less from Francisco Von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. Seems we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Do we? Move all supposition from your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please. Remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of the winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give your testimony. I'll give you a vigorous massage until we're finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. Alright, alright. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Yes, okay. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mr. Galise. Mm-hmm. Never seen so much blood before. But the... What do you mean so much blood? So when I fainted, you can't blame me, can you? When I woke, Mr. Gamey was stabbing Mr. Galise through the back. This all confirms with Karma's theory. And Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Francisco von Karma. I'm here to teach you just that. You know, this reminds me, actually. During the von Karma departure, she did mention that they would have this kind of duel. At the time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to see all this, of course. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. Surely you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, there's a very important point. You actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed. So, like, never seen so much blood before, but when we look at the crime FUD, there's really not that much blood. But I feel like that's not the correct way of thinking. This is definitely stained with blood, though. Did I already press this one? Think carefully, this is very important. So here's what we're talking about here. I'm thinking for a lot more. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Miss Iglesias' body. Might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I feel like if you're stabbed and then pushed out, the sword would come loose, no? The victim was stabbed in the room, dropped in the courtyard. I think this proves that rather well, Miss Miles Edgeworth. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it splattered onto Iris, too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-speckled clothing was neatly folded into the corner. Okay, so there was blood splatters. Her clothes were blood-speckled as well. Seems quite conclusive to me. What I do? Yes, I need more. I need this pressed. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding? Oh well, I say what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? You didn't see the poor woman get stabbed. I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. And why was this not in the... Okay. Pulling the sword out. Oh, it wasn't exactly pulling. More like it came out. Witness, you will add this to your statement to your testimony. Oh, is that important? Yes. More important than you can imagine. That would definitely make a lot more sense, yes. Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out? mean, the sword is curved. It would definitely tug on the remaining parts of the body. I don't think it come out smoothly at all. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mr. Gaming. Miss Elise was on the ground, and Iris just stooped over her. Sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris fell, the sword just in her hand just slid out of Miss Elise's body. I mean, now hold on. Okay, wait. Never mind. Wrong line of thought. Cliff from the gift ruined. That's all it's saying. The sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. Something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. The sword is so jagged. Was the bleeding caused by the killer moving the sword? No mistaking it. Remember it clear as day. Don't you think that's a bit odd? What do you mean, Edgeworth? How would the killer pull out the sword? What? She all we're trying to do was place the weapon in the hand of the gold statue, and there was no reason to remove it from the body. All that would accomplish is causing the victim to bleed unnecessarily. Your thoughts, Miss Van Karma? That's... Indeed. It is strange that you mention it. But I need to find an answer to this mystery, too. But anyway, there are two problems with this testimony. Both the same evidence... But they're both from the same evidence line. Okay, so one line has two answers. But anyway, the witness saw something terrible. So what did you do after that, witness? Now, onto what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct? Well, I was unconscious. How long were you out for? I don't know, 10, maybe 20 minutes? One line is problems are related to the same evidence? Okay. Because my thought process is, right, this weapon is a curved blade. Normally, when it comes to blades of that caliber, when you pull something out, it normally scoops and, you know, tugs on the body. For you to claim that it came out cleanly, just comes off as wrong to me. And then there's also this one where it's just there'd be a lot more blood if that was the case. I don't know, maybe 10, maybe 20 minutes? A man with a very prickly looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. I truly like that method of resuscitation. I wasn't asking for mouth or anything of the sort. But I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you. I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening? I'm missing Amy. You mean you're referring to the golden statue, correct? Just stabbing someone with a sheep to secret treasure is terrible enough. But that doesn't make you see Amy hold the blade. Truly a heinous, despicable crime. He has despised something. No one can do it. However, there is something that cannot be undone so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it is doubly hard for you. Doably hard for you. Anyways, what is the problem? Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain this reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can. There isn't always a logical reason why. There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts. That's true, so true. In early spring up, for example, I often find myself. There isn't always. That phrase might come in handy. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shisha from Amy's statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? I suppose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps then I can begin to find the truth. I don't like that you say that. I don't like it. This weapon is too jagged for it to come out smoothly. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? The scene the witness claims to have seen. The weapon was thrust up to its hilt onto the weapon. Yeah, there would be also more blood too while we're at it. Like, not only is it too jagged for it to come out cleanly, but at the same time, there'd be a lot more blood onto this weapon. The weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the weapon. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain. Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it'd be possible to stab someone with a hilt with this? Not really, no. No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear to show much for that. Objection! Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, so I shall choose. The objection stands. Walk a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If the sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. Yeah, there it is. It wouldn't come smoothly. Not at all. That's... You also have the problem with the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a shishito. Even a weapon of this nature could sometimes slide out smoothly and sometimes stop the blood loss. Ad break, we hold up. For a second, I looked like I was a little stupid, but then Edgeworth brought up my exact point with the jagged edges. So... So we're calling the narrative that Bikini is unreliable. And then we'll have Larry next, I'm guessing, because he had this quote-unquote secret. What is Edgeworth, actually? It's not showing me. These two are 25. You're 26. That's interesting. I never realized that. I wonder when this will come into play, actually, honestly. And then there's this. This is probably going to be used against Larry. So I'm wondering what... Is this also just a red herring? No, I'll probably use against Larry, actually. But yeah, no. I'm a little grateful I have knowledge of swords like that, because I was like... That immediately struck me as odd. There was no way that would be the case of it coming out smoothly. Give it these last 40 seconds and then we'll continue. Alright, that break is over. Let's get back to it. Alright. May still sometimes let it smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. Not finished. There's still one more conclusive condition. You still got more? This one is simple. The sword really starts all the way to the hilt. Why is there only blood to the tip of it? Ah. This one is telling the truth. And there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. See, I didn't notice that part until later. Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know can manage one, if that. But what does all this mean? You've proven multiple contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but I haven't come this far. There can only be one answer. And that is? The weapon used to kill the victim. But it's not the Shishishito. What? Oh boy. A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well, because Missing Amy was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shishishisa was the murder weapon. I don't know where I got paid from. What the hell? Order. Ah, maybe the Shishishita was not the murder weapon. But even if this is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true, but we also know that her testimony is unreliable. Your response, Miles, Mr. Edgeworth? If it is so, I'll let some prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murderer disappear to? It was not saying that the police searched the main hall and surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us to as if a sword-like object was found. It's the question, Miss Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Another mystery to throw into the pile. The murder weapon is tricky beast. Excuse me. Can I say something? Just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible, but just maybe, what actually happened was just over there. What exactly are you going about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe... I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? What did you just whip? Well then. I think we need to hear this testimony from you once more time, sister. Possible. What else could this woman have seen? I mean, looking at this, my guesses are either Larry has it, or it was thrown into the river. Because if it was as simple as being in the forest, someone might have found it eventually. No one checked Heavenly Hall for who knows what, and we already established the river is rapid. So the murder around 11 p.m. After asking that it can be recorded, went out to the main gate. There, I saw tracks. Tracks indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 isn't one of those. Maybe they threw it up into the Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Okay. So, same thought process. But the thing is, if that was the thought process, it's probably wrong. Which means I'm on the wrong way of thinking. I just could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. She's seriously pushing on this Iris is the guilty part. Goodness, please tell us everything you know right next time. Well, I'm not in the best shape. My back and aging now. Didn't you just claim that you had a mental fort trap as a steel mind? This time use your regular mind on your simple brain? That's crazy. Quiet. There are indeed snowmobile tracks from some of the main gate. Here's a photograph. Okay. Snowmobile, eh? I see. This certainly is an interesting theory. The tracks begin in the front of Hasakura Temple and run all the way to the T Bridge. Wow, that's very convenient. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. She really goes the river to dispose of the murder weapon? But wait a minute. It leads up to Dusky Bridge. What's next to Dusky Bridge is Heavenly Hall. She didn't go over there for the murder weapon. Larry fucking has the murder weapon still. Oh. Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Something smells at you like the butts. You're sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it, after all. How was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at the time of the year. I don't live as being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy on the bath all night, could I? At 11, I decided to leave the Hazakura Temple. Her estimation of time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna just make this executive decision to save. I've made too much progress to just rewind now. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right. The one who trampled me. Seems she is the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have his cell phone on him. He's forgotten at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Yeah. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. Anyway, I was really scared. It was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the gate for a spell. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one we have. I don't run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and then returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Press further, yeah. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at the time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. That's what's saying that a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Ah, I see. Never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, I think you mentioned it. There wasn't any snow on it. So it was used. Because... What? No, would that mean it wasn't used? Where it was used? Because surely there'd be snow residue, right? I'm not really used to snow like that, so I can't really say. Snow? Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. It would mean it was used. Okay. There wasn't any snow in it. Curses. Okay. Seems highly likely the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? If you're out for about 20-30 minutes, you definitely have time. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Ah, there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? That's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved's little snowmobile, happy as can be. I fetched some water and heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. Tree my back both and crunch. Just like, oh, trauma. Crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyways, the killer must have used it. Okay. Refresh your memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere around 10 to 20 minutes. Possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. As you can see, that is more than enough time. Is all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Well, it would have been possible, time-wise. One element remains out of place here. Oh? Well, this mystery element to be. The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there is no other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma? Oh. Turning to me for help over this slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? What? He's over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapons disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Another mission defeat to the fire. Was there any reason to go throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Not to start poking holes in this flawed account. Saw the murder in 11. Went to the main gate. Yeah. Saw tracks. They had been used. And then there's finished Wright's footprints right there. It means to walk. Less than 5 using one of those. Into Eagle River, no, not to when I was back. Because the I've done that for the snowball. Because something is telling me it's this. Wait a minute. How much type at 10? I'm gonna tell you nuh-uh. Okay, well, because it does say at 10. That's just wrong. I'm thinking a little too far now. So 10. Portland Gate. Saw tracks. So we have... Look at nonsense. The staff used to have... The gem it doesn't have anymore. I don't think that's the answer. We already discussed this. Around 11, which is after. It's a recent piece, so it'd be either this one or this one. And I don't know why it's important. So, not the other part. The snow had stopped falling by the time the murder happened. One of the 5 on the second page, it's saw tracks thinking it had been used. Yeah, it's fair. He seems to walk by one of those. We're proving that somebody was not used. Alright, so you're proving something else related to the snowmobile. Track related to snowmobile, as I recall. Because right here it shows that, you know, snow's falling on top of it. Welcome to the main gate. So warm. But they literally doesn't matter because wasn't any snow on it. As we check this, it is there's time-wise, place. Why would the killer do all this? Was there any reason to destroy the murder weapon? I know I pressed everything. I'm looking into it more to see if I can jog my memory. This, I don't think it's anything to do with it. That's just a picture of her. So, when I turn out a 10, was in a room until the murder was discovered. That's the testimony of it, but I don't think it's the case. Because we have... Now, they've already claimed she's had blood-splattered clothes in her room. So we have... Thinking. They flew up into the Eagle River and came back to while it was knocked out. Because snow with occasional lightning strike. If wait a minute, hold on. Around could be anywhere from that time, but snow is still falling. That can't be right, because No. There shouldn't be tracks. I know this photograph proves something. Proves that the snowmobile was used in another murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Our staff was a credit temple, drew up into rubber, and then returned. If this was the case, then after they received two the tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those coming back. Ah, you're right. Yeah, the only set of track is it coming back, but if that was the case, there should be two. What happened is she went out to go see this piece of shit. Correct answer, wrong reasoning. Kinda, yeah. But like the thing is, right? The alibi is that she went to go see this piece of shit, right? Well, no, she didn't want to see that. Wait a minute. I'm thinking about this wrong. What if it's Larry? Larry is the one who had the snowmobile. Because she claims that she stayed in her room the entire time because of the blackmail, which was actually just a love letter. And thought you were gonna say Larry killed her? Hell no. Larry's too stupid for that. He only gets people killed on accident, like the last case. Larry had the snowmobile because of the love letter. He was waiting out for her, but she never came. There's only one set of tracks because it was still snowing at that time. And by the time he came back, that's where the tracks are. Okay. I think that's my reasoning now. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. Wishes of the river, the snow stopped. It wasn't just the return tracks in the snow. What did you say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flying fairy? There is. There is a contradiction because she said that the murder took place at 11, but the weather data counteracts that theory. The tracks of the weather covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain why there is a route index finger currently pointing in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. Another murder, the killed went to, and the return from Dusky Bridge, in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by the snow, where Sam's claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, please present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered with the snow. Because if it is the time that is claimed, it should have stopped snowing. Witness, please tell us again what time it is when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after the time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. Here's the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but stopped around 10:50. If it was used by the murderer, they would have been two sets. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11, the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks to have been made at the time the track had been covered up. Order. Well, very well done. Looks like Miss Von Karma's claim to have been snowed in. Shut up. You deserve that one. It's just gonna be closing the shroud to the snow. How is it worth? How pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this, then. When is the weather report ever correct? What, um? You got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is a actual data. Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11. True, we cannot be totally sure, eh? What? No. How did she pull that off? It stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. From this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Huh. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, smiles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it has already stopped snowing and the victims killed? The crime photo. There's tracks. There's footprints in the crime photo. It's alright. I've been looking at it the entire time. It's right here. There are footprints right here. Ultimately, it comes down to one point, and that being whether or not it was snowing that in the courtyard when the victim stabbed. That's right. Proving that is incredibly easy. We want to know whether it was snowing or not. This photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim herself. At least, oh, I mean, we came to different outcomes, but I feel like I'm still right here. It's at least an axiom. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. So so now the autopsy report is around the time that it was 11 when she was killed. In other words, the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon. And in this photograph, there should be 2 sets of tracks. Order. Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself. What is it with the defendant that makes people bluff? But this is simply what all this facts points to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, you can understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At the time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because the tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, returned tracks remained. Can I say something? This is all something a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, in the night of the question, we all know that those men had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said she never went there. I'll be past this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed the foot. That sounds right, but what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to the Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near the Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe. But when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean, I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. So that's the reason why it was still snowed in. But that isn't possible. So we're still on the claims that she still went to the temple. This? I don't got enough data for this. Ordered in the court. What does all this mean? And what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't have possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be two sets of tracks to this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return the Hazakura temple. Never thought a simple snowmobile could cause much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes. Nothing more to add. I told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone with witness who could testify having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge in the night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot got wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. An idiot, huh? It's a shame. Hold on. Something like this coming to me. An idiot may have been gone wandering out on this subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be a help to us. Calling Larry help is pushing it. Really? You know someone that might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder. I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind. Which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? About. Oh, are they really making Canadian here? They're really pushing the Canadian side? I'm sorry, what? What? This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc's the Deluxe Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. Jean-Luc de Leduc. What kind of fucking name? This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, at least in Axiom. Her student? Interesting. How was he wandering about outside the night of the murder? But that's... Tell him all about his design for Iris. But it may cost us his credibility as a witness, even before I call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? What if he is in the gallery for this trial? It won't take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. May have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to the preparing of the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. Crazy. I was crazy once. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I hope you know I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it's just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in the Hazakura temple. Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple assembly was used between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall, and then she bore witness to the murder. Sometime in between 10:30 and 11 that night. Hello, Flamingo. Hello, Flamingo D. Thank you for the follow. And first time chat. How are you today? Are you the one who used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? Doing good? Who's your favorite character so far? I like Phoenix. I like Edgeworth. And I'm really liking Godot. Godot's kind of funny. Godot's kind of funny. Other than that, maybe Mo the Clown. But why? What made you go out to the Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Bro. Iris, I can't tell you about that yet. Yes? Not until her safety is confirmed. Who was her? Her? The safety of the acolyte. The acolyte, huh? Does this have something to do with Pearl going missing? Just be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Nexium? No matter who I may become, I can never take a life. You can't take a life, but you can get two people to do the killing for you. As I thought. No Cyclops. Very well. It's my job to get the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. But we'll now reconvene. Miss Von Karma. First witness. During the break, a man who was detained for suspicious behavior in gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. I can only presume the intention was to capture you. Oh. Anyway, trying to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Crazy. We'll reach the Axiom. I'm hardly ready. Get in here. You'll see that blip is going to be seeing plenty more use today. Oh, brother. Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey! I was artistically rendered. Ouch. You tried to run away from the bully who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Well, look! You're nothing but a fledgling artist shooting out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, Viridian. Larry. This isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high. Look, art is about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work, I hoped. That's it. Thanks, buddy. Kinda sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. Just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I got nothing to do with this trial at all. Expect all your faces to be red when I realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, crimson leaf. Ouch. Oh. Judge? Stop your pathetic blabbering and testify like a man. With me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-flipping as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. It's just too much for me. I was that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars at night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone on that bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. You're so nobody. Nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? Why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation, or anything else? Mr. Edgeworth? This means you have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Okay. This touching you will make you internally unhappy. Well then, let's proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. He got a poor man killed because he wasn't doing his goddamn job. Whatever doesn't matter, Mr. Edgeworth. This one single statement is full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. The witness? Any ideas where these contradictions in your witness may lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown check is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it wasn't like I was there to look at them, right? See, you can do it if you try. Ouch. There's only one issue here. Will you stop this bridge? Bro, I need him destroyed. A number of times. How many? Maybe 5 times? I went there once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet. Real love is about waiting for your heart, your hands. Love, you say. It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No. That was simply a product of overflowing love. You puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whipping landing was the witness. What? So what did you see? Oh, for your sake, you saw a snowmobile. You puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whipping landing excuse was the witness, eh? Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. He has a steel trap mind, but he is a wimp when it counts. Larry, you really didn't see it. Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. This is a snowmobile. You truly have nothing to hide. And why are you staring like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up. What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. You don't need to start from the more obvious contradiction. I'm gonna strike the blow though and get him to spill the beans. You didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I got nothing to do with this. I'm gonna you to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see those crimson-like faces now. Even if you were simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Seems like he's going to claim that he had nothing to do with this to the end. Cool. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. Let's slash through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. So this one's just obviously wrong because when we were playing as Phoenix, right? He 100% saw us. Larry Butts, I can understand why you want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry, but I didn't realize that just was a nuisance you are have been. That could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, you shouldn't console me? Surely doesn't sound that way to me. However, I simply cannot forgive you for turning away the incidences you create. You're totally putting this thing on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened to cross a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. Doesn't matter if you change your name. long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause this incident. Such reality will not change. But what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to do is change your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you. Yeah, G. Hey. I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? What I saw parking. I went to the shack around 9, so it had been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash blinded me. That's when the lightning struck. I looked out the window, and the dusky bridge was on fire. So there's still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran down into Nick. Huh. The murder was claimed to have happened around 11. But you're saying you ran into Nick at 10:30. You only saw quite a light, didn't you? So what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. Totally burnt out. Like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning bridge was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never knew what that meant. Is he'd be called lucky or unlucky. How much Edgeworth? Please commit your cross-examination. Yeah, honestly, the fact that all he got was a cold out of that is luck in itself. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? So the meeting time is 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and so I thought you might come early, too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged the meet in the first place, did the... Shut up, don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. Thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went up to the bridge. I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. This light was, of course, lightning. Like, kapow. It was a good slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom. Haha. Or a little one like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda. But I usually see lightning hit the bridge. Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so... Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart. That's why you went out to take a look at the bridge. Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But then it had pretty much stopped snowing. So I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? Lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack you were from the bridge? Hold on, well, it pretty much stopped snowing. It's about a 5-minute walk. How did Dusty Bridge look when you got there? Like I'd recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kid make during school campfire shifts compare. Well, should I press him on this? Why didn't you call anyone? Alright, let me ask you one thing. What is it? There's a phone right there. Why didn't you call anyone? What is that, you? To the serious face. Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Yeah, okay. My reason. Isn't it that I didn't want to try anyone? Just didn't have the time to, okay? For what? You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright. Yeah. I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. Totally made me forget about the bridge. Fire was pretty much out by then anyway. So this feeling. Suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday. There's still something that doesn't quite fit. Looks like, despite his change of heart, Naruto doesn't tell us the whole truth. So, you claim it's 10:30, right? Nick shows up a minute later. After 5 minutes, so that would be 10:35. We have an early witness testimony that says that it was around 11 o'clock when the murder happened. So that means there's a 30-minute interval where the time discrepancy. Not only that, this straight up just says that you're wrong. It struck at 10:45. And you are claiming (10:30) it happened. But you're wrong by 15 minutes. So you're a liar. You lied. You've heard of existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You sound like I'm some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. Problem here is time. You're even the best timekeeper, you know? 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for him to catch up with him? Dribble at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike the Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to go see what happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes at first. More or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. Say it takes less than 5 minutes for the shack to Dusky Ridge. Meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m. Sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred at Hazakaza Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the country yard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Ridge during that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times have I to say that? I'm not Larry. I'm Maurice Neox. Alright. It has not been proven the murders occurred at 11 p.m. Sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. The slip is slippery. But there's still no way that Ray could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It's clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames at night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry. He arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m. Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. It's just you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. No, then. I haven't been missing 15 minutes. I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. So still sleeping after all. Pinch me. I need this dude killed. So there's missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix, right? At least as much as a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a pond right next to it. Why then do you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Will you simply let me watch the bridge burn? And there lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this man is didn't even attempt to fill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. However, this is Lara we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes? May I really say it this time? Everything. Ah! Then say it. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, Sutherland finally gave us the whole truth. Now, with a 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? I'm a Deoxy. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly to the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. Suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Telling the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. I'm very glad your doubt still remains. Alright, well, ad break. I'm gonna hold off now. Larry. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy. Hello, Larry. My name is Larice. Get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. So exactly are you? Humbly Jackson, the princess extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself, in any case. Then you are an artist. Of course, I'm an artist, a real thing. And again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? It is a very big issue indeed. It's like sketching. The burning bridge. The burning bridge and everything came with it. What? Came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You don't get this. Get your mind. Yeah. Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That doesn't seem to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. I got a terrible feeling that instance the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Give me the damn sketch. Larry, when you show us the sketch, please? Well, even I can imagine it like this. Imagine what? Well, I wish the next image debut would take place here today, like this. Ouch. Show it now. Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Larice Deoxy. Well, so this is Zusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Van Karma? Yes, well, it's better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I tried to reboost those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. Yeah, this is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Alright. What? The burning bridge is fine. But there's that unfortunate looking figure. Ah, you spotted that. Thought you might. How much I want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris. Wish she would take better care of herself. It's planned for her future, you know? What else would have happened if she had injured herself flying like that? Larry, please, answer this next question honestly. Okay. Do you really claim to have seen this? Or do you claim to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Are you... Oh, she's really hyping this picture. Freak. What was that for? It's all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Just look your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there's some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. Really something to see. But this has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring this back down to Earth. What? Me? This is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let's get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Got another reason to remember this moron. What do you think about the BPs? Get that thing away from me. Not horrible sketch, bro. Just where do you see this site from? Hey, no need to shout. I was lying in bed that undone shack, crack of the lane, but when we realized that the bridge was burning. Just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nice it was burning. And after about 5 minutes, I saw it. The defendant flying? That's right. I just had to go to the bridge. I see. That makes all sense. Aside from the sketch itself. Yes, the sketch doesn't make any sense. She had convinced the artist that his work is ludicrous. Her white hood fluttering. Hey, by the way, we had this from Phoenix, right? You transferred everything directly into the page. And that is a sketch here. Yep, sensational, isn't it? Shouldn't be scandalous. Put my mind at ease, anyway. It did? That's right. The reason she didn't come to me, even though I waited for her. Because she was trapped on the other side of the bridge. Could it be that Iris undertook that dangerous disparate flight in order to reach me? Can't be it. Alright, go me. I need you killed. Please, continue. Oh, I realized the flame has gone out and can ring up. No, I already read that. What am I doing? You forgot the passage of time to that extent, did you? Oh, once I get caught up in something, I tend to forget everything else. It's true, he's always been that way. Guess he's not lying about that, at least. Phoenix Wright appeared on the scene at 11:15. He's drunk until then. That dispels all doubts. That's from adults of humanity, eh? Big clue waiting in the meeting of the cross-examination. Assessment is nothing less than mock the court. I'm sure that there is a vital kernel of truth hidden somewhere. Hey buddy, hey buddy, hey buddy, about that white hood, you need this one right here? Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's being irresponsible. I truly tell you what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 if it's the truth. That is truly the case. Then there is one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? The person who flew over this bridge could not have been in the defendant Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ah! The foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolish, foolhardy fool. Now, how exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. Look at this picture. The individual who you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this flying angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one in the defense bench. Larry, there's something you need to be aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Going to change your story now? Perhaps you said it was Wright who took flight? What are you talking about? I think you understand what I'm just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris' hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why, you Nick, you dog. I do believe that this unbelievable mysterious sketch just disappeared. Discredited and discarded. Straight into the garbage. Ah. Ah. What is it now, witness? He was like, I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy. Today's the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What's the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this. I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris didn't come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Lorix the Axiom, shall prove it. We're really letting this man talk this shit, bro? I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us something about the concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. And show us your evidence that the nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I'm ready, Edgy. I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us all a whopping serving us pain this whole time. Trust me. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the... Oh. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no. Sure, that was at least something... Sure, that was Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, most could have had a lost crystal spear that night. A crystal spear? This one. Pretty, isn't it? But a finder's keepers. Spear. Where did you find it? Let me see. Around here somewhere. Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow. It pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked by the ridge. The court accepts this crystal spear. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood? You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, let's the end of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Larice the Axiom only a few minutes ago? I reached Dusky Bridge. Oh, yeah. So we went to the burning bridge. That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway. But the defendant was not the bridge when you said. I guess she went back to the Hakazera temple. She's a girl, after all. She must have wanted to look her best. Must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing I can't even work up the cranberry to point. So what did you do next? So you searched all over for her. She was flying pretty high, you know? Thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it's more than possible. Also, when I headed out to this shack for the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I'm pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere on there, so you know. Can we really be this stupid? Did you find any signs of the so-called landing? Don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself, kinda lost it for a while there. You fell over yourself? Yeah, no, it was deep. There's even a banana peel out there. Yep, there's stupid and there's Larry Butts. True enough is that you couldn't find any signs for a landing, correct? What happened next? Half buried. It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. It's very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out, too. I'm impressed. You did well to find it. No matter what you may think of when you look at me, I'm a pro, a team security guard. I used a pen I borrowed from my company to help in my search, and it sparkled really brightly as if it was saying, "Here I am," to me. It doesn't indeed look very much like the crystal spear on Iris's hood. But I need to remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night. Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are only assigned one. I don't know anything about that, okay? The Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spell hood, I'll forgive her. This is getting us nowhere. A destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal spear was found near the bridge. It is a fact. It didn't come from the hood. Where did it have gone from? That is the question I need to answer. Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reason you thought this was Iris are the hood and this crystal spear, correct? That's right, my gut is never wrong. I thought we'll be clean the next morning. And our crystal spear is still there, safe and sound. Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today. This case isn't going to end without a fight. Supposing the obvious contradictions in this test may be easy. But I fear that all awaits us is further mysteries. So, when you look at this photo right here, you see the crystal sphere. So obviously it belongs right here. Larry, at night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Oh my god. Miss Lace Deoxium, the mentor, the stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on top of the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal spear. Hey, my photograph! Give it back! A crystal spear like that is quite easy to find. I have one just one like it in my brooch. No, you don't. Look anything alike. In any case, let's take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Oh, the crystal is spear. It's gone. What? 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 Just what does this mean? Anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night? It certainly was not Iris, after all. She was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal spear found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the spear was the victim is at least Deoxium. A fool alongside another fool, on a fool's errand to reach a fool's conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. Who cannot fly? Thus says reject. You are one to talk. You are fucking one to talk. You can't do that. I saw it. My own two eyes. This crystal spear. This is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. At least Noxing was in her room with another murder. There's no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this spear cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Francisca von Karma, the only people who will accept the explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal spear was found near the bridge, and then her murder. Getting expected this to have nothing to do with the case. That crystal spear? It was probably thrown away by the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There's blood on the crystal spear, isn't there? This naturally suggests that they was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to fuck the investigation of the scent, which is the exact same reason he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No! No way! All joking aside, just wanted this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge. Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. Makes a valid point. There's no evidence that hallucination left has occurred at Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? What's your final opinion on this disposition of the crystal sphere? It is not related to the case. This witness we have called will have anything more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very inappropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? You have to. We'd be bluffing in here. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. Simply prove it. To simply prove it, that is the only option. That's what he'd do. That's why Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what? The look in your eyes. You remind me of a Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. How are you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth? Evidence proves that Christopher is indeed dropped for the murder. Why are they showing me? What? I mean, she doesn't have her staff on her. If she was murdered, she would have her staff on her. Yeah. She would have her staff with her. She was always carrying it. Crystal sphere. It was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow totally covered it. I feel like that was a bug. I feel like that was a bug. That's all I need to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing. On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there's no snow on the victim's body. Ah. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. I mean, yeah. Sure. Order. On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to the Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the test crystal to come loose. What? Could it have been? This sphere. There's something blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility in this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
Objection!
The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple in the courtyard? Only a fool would suggest a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who was the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention the whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from the body, that'd be when the blade is removed. This statement is the truth. The Dusky Bridge could easily have been the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed. Thus, there was no bleeding.
Objection!
You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. At least the next man's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. The only place to take it this far is the end. You can prove that my version of the event is also perfectly plausible. Now the defense is ready. The court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to the Hazakura Temple. Maybe I'm looking at this all wrong. Maybe it was the snowmobile. On that snowy night, there was one way the body could have been moved. The snowmobile. Ah. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it could also have been used to carry a body. Order. Yeah, this is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You dug yourself your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the dependent. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the funnel in your coffin? You're too late, Francisco Von Karma. In fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim, at least the next one, really killed? Her body was moved, whether for? And finally, just what does this image mean? You need to think about that. Such a creature can never see the truth. Well, I'll describe it. This witness certainly sits in the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl whom he is enamored with. He drew this so that it's something that could actually happen. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy. Thank you. That settles it then. Cannot give a verdict on these circumstances. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. Just how I thought. Francisco Von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason and one alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this is all about? You could have just told me at the very beginning. And when I've had frenzy whipping me up. Oh, yay! Miles Edgeworth. I don't care about what you were here to do. It's my turn to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seemed to have slipped by. What a shit. Frenzy. This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You were an affront to all legal systems of Sismore. I demand satisfaction. Kill him. Kill him now. He is indeed an affront to all legal courts everywhere. I cannot believe that the witnesses have noticed it relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Has his words here today have been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those that matter, those are the matters that should be addressed. I'm counting on thorough investigations by both defense and prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. Damn! I think that is a good place to stop it. And tomorrow we can do the investigation. Let's see here. Anyone I can read into? Mm, There's this person who's also playing Phoenix, right? Let's go ahead and go into them. So yeah, once more, tomorrow I'll be continuing Phoenix Wright, case attorney. I'll be doing 3-1 investigation for this case. And other than that, I hope everyone has had a good day, good night. Oh, it's this person. I probably shouldn't do for them. Let's do someone else, actually. Oh well, they're just starting. So let's check this. Let's check this new person out. Let's rate into let's see Anne. Once again, thank everyone for being here. I hope you have a good one, and I hope to see you tomorrow to continue this trial. Bye bye, ta-ta.